You know, for as long as any of us can remember, banking has always been defined by its limits. The limits of technology, the limits of risk, of structure. But what if all those limits just vanished? We're about to dive into a major shift where those old constraints are disappearing, kicking off a whole new era of possibility.
And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy anymore. This is what's happening right now. We're literally talking about a fundamental rewrite of what a bank even is and what it can do. We're moving from a world of can't to one of incredible potential.
Which brings us to the big idea for today, unconstrained banking. For centuries, the walls that defined banking felt, well, permanent. But now, you've got these two huge forces, generative AI and digital assets. And they're not just knocking politely on the door. They're taking a sledgehammer to those walls.
Yeah, this is so much more than just a little software update. It's a seismic shift. The old playbook, it's being tossed out the window. And that sets the stage for some truly mind-blowing disruptions, starting with the very nature of money itself.
Okay, so the first and most immediate change you're going to see and feel is happening to money. Your money, how we store it, how we move it, how we use it, it's all being rewritten as we speak. This is really where the revolution begins.
And listen, I'm not just talking about your payments going through a little quicker. No. We are talking about brand new kinds of currency, money that's programmable, money that's intelligent, heck, money that can act on its own. And that, my friends, is an absolute game changer for all of us.
All right, so let's break this down a bit. There are basically three main flavors of these new digital currencies that are about to hit the mainstream. You've got stablecoins, which private companies issue. Then there are CBDCs, that's central bank digital currencies, which are, you guessed it, government-backed. And finally, tokenized deposits, which come from commercial banks. The key thing to remember is, even though they come from different places, they're all about to completely reshape how money moves around the planet.
And if you want to see just how fast this is happening, just look at this chart. It's wild. That big blue bar, that's stablecoins. We're talking an 85% compound annual growth rate. It's not just growing faster than giants like PayPal and Visa, it's absolutely blowing them out of the water. Their annual transaction volume is already in the trillions, with a T.
So, what does all that explosive growth mean for banks? Well, it boils down to this one very big number, $13 billion. That's the estimated annual payment fee revenue that's at risk by 2030. Why? Because as transactions, especially those cross-border ones, move onto these new, cheaper rails, the old fee structures just, well, they start to evaporate.
Now this brings us to the next level up. If programmable money is step one, this is step two. It's called agentic payments. Basically, think of it as your money getting its own little AI brain. An agent that works for you within rules you set to automatically manage and optimize your finances 24/7. It's money that literally moves itself, which totally redefines your relationship with it.
So we've got smarter money, we've got AI agents. What does all this tech actually mean for the customer? Well, it means the entire customer experience is getting a complete overhaul. The old rules of engagement are officially over.
And here's the really critical challenge for banking leaders. See, back in the day, the bank was the gatekeeper. They owned the whole journey. But today, you've got AI assistants and digital wallets wedging themselves right in between the bank and the customer. They're capturing the interface, the loyalty, and they risk pushing the bank down to being just a boring utility in the background, just the plumbing. But, and this is a huge but, banks still have a superpower, and that superpower is trust. I mean, look at this. A whopping 86% of people say they trust their main bank to handle these new smart AI assistants. In a world full of digital noise and deepfakes, that is an unbelievably valuable asset. It's the foundation they can build everything else on.
So where does all this lead? Is the future just robots and apps? Not at all. The winning strategy isn't digital only. It's about a seamless blend. Taking the awesome convenience of AI and combining it with the trust and human touch you can only get from a real person, especially for life's big, complicated financial moments.
Okay, so you're a banking leader. You're seeing all this disruption coming. What do you actually do right now? Well, the time for just sitting back and reacting is over. This is about getting off the back foot and actually starting to shape what comes next. It's time to go from being a follower to being an orchestrator of the market.
And here's the playbook, a clear 3-step action plan. First, you have got to define your digital currency strategy. Are you going to issue them, hold them, or just facilitate them? You have to make a choice. Second, modernize your core systems. You can't run smart money on old, brittle technology. It just won't work. And third, and this one is crucial, master customer intent. Use data to go beyond what people are doing and truly understand why they're doing it.
The bottom line is this: the age of unconstrained banking isn't coming, it's already here. The choice is no longer about if the industry will change, but about what role you will play. So the real question is, will your bank simply react to the future, or will you be the one to orchestrate it?